let me summarize the state of play then. John is proposing we simply forget about this and go on to tab.
Got two motions on the floor now.
Just a minute, I'm summarizing. Lou, not you, okay? New president this time. John has a motion on the
Dave
floor
has a motion on the floor.
that says we should just forget about this and go on to the next tab. I have moved that we don't forget about this and implement the loan as proposed in the recollateralization as proposed in the board motion. Dave has a pair of motions on the floor that says we essentially put this to the membership at the annual meeting in October, and if they give us permission to use the clubhouse as collateral, common area, then we go ahead and use it. If they don't give that permission, then we try to recreate this loan that's currently on offer at that time. So those are three competing ways to do it. No, that's three.
Okay.
Dave's pair of motions go together hand in hand. They can't be separated. Here's what I'd like to do. We'll vote on each motion individually, starting with John's, because that's the most profound. And John, would you like to repeat your motion for everybody and for the secretary?
Yes, I move that we maintain the existing clubhouse loan as is and do not refinance as proposed in tab 6 of the board book.
Does everybody understand the motion? Is there any further discussion with that motion in isolation? All in favor? 3. All opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That motion fails. Were there any abstentions? I guess not.
Ken needs to get who voted.
Joanne, John, and myself were in favor.
Yes.
Before you call for the vote on implement as proposed, would you be going to consider an amendment for that?
Propose an amendment.
I think it should also state that this activity by the board will be fully disclosed to the membership in a very detailed letter from the board, signed by the board.
The original movement accepts the amendment. Why don't we try to repeat the motion? I'm going to vote on my motion next. I'm going to ask us to vote on my motion next. I move that we accept the clubhouse loan as defined in the board book and resolve to make that public in the most, in the best way possible, so all the members understand exactly what we did and why. Hear that, Kim?
Sure.
Any discussion of that motion in isolation? All in favor? I'm sorry?
Would it make sense, only as a question, looking at the motions, John's, is the next one really down is Dave's, which gives another option, and the last choice, if you didn't take John's, you're going to take Dave's, is then to do what we have now. I'm only asking, because I guess it doesn't make any difference between.
I don't think it makes any difference. People are going to fall one way or the other. It's two motions, and it's this way or this way. Or it's going to.
I have a question. Earlier there was a discussion of a 1% fee. In reading that entire documentation that we have, I see nothing in writing that says that they're going to relieve that.
We have an email to that effect.
Do, okay.
Well,
Was that it?
we have an email to the effect that if the existing loan runs its course, then how does that go away? If the existing loan were to run its course, I guess we don't. If the existing loan were to run its course, they would refinance at then the prevailing rate. But we don't have anything in writing about a 1% prepayment penalty. You're right, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Okay, and the other thing I had to say was simply a comment. And my comment is this. Financially, I agree that the refinancing is probably the best way to go. I'm a member of the board, I'm one resident out of X number. This initially was supposed to be a decision by the membership, not ours. I disagree with Pat in the fact that I don't think it reflects on the honesty or integrity of the board that made the decision.
No, it doesn't. I
There-
never said that.
Oh, okay, maybe I misunderstood. It is my opinion that board members are volunteers, and they did the best they could with what they had. They made a mistake. Do we make the same mistake by simply sliding out from underneath of a requirement because it is in fact the easier way to go? My comment is this: I believe that we owe the membership of this community the right to stand up and say which way they think we should go, not which way we think we should go. It's the articles of incorporation that dictate that, and I believe we have to live by that.
Thanks, Mike. Anything else? Does everybody understand the motion that we're voting on now?
So,
It's to implement the loan immediately.
question?
Yes, sir.
So, Mike, are you indicating then that the membership should get their chance?
Absolutely.
Then, following that, what if the membership doesn't approve it? Then what is your position?
Then we have to do what's best for the community. If the membership in effect says, no, you can't encumber this place, then we have to move on recapitalization. If in fact they come up and say, no, we don't want any more finagling of loans and capitalization, it's fine the way it is, then I think that's the way we have to go. But I believe because of the mistake that was made, that it's essential. We can't erase that mistake, it was made, but it is essential at this point in time that we involve the membership and listen to what they have to say. And I think we're doing a greater disservice to this community if we don't. That answer your question?
Ken?
Thank you.
One last figure that I've never seen, and I think is very important here, is suppose we apply the $17,000 to pay down our existing mortgage, and then accelerate our payments by $1,461 a month, which is the difference between the old mortgage and the new mortgage. And what does that leave us after 5 years? I haven't seen that number.
It would leave us worse off because the interest rate on the new loan is lower.
Okay.
It's much more friendly.
It wouldn't be overwhelming, but it would be.
We have to be judicious about the time in which we unencumber this clubhouse, in my opinion, because of the other business that's pressing this board and this community. I just think we should bear that in mind.
Everybody understands what motion we're voting on now?
No,
To implement this immediately, or as quickly as possible, since it's on the table. And, well, let's not go through that again. But to do it now. Yes, Steve?
The only other comment I want to make is I've been on this board and we've tried to get 67%, and we can play games with this. But if you've been around here while we've tried to get 67%, Wayne hit the nail on the head. It's impossible no matter how you slice and dice the numbers. As well-meaning as what you're saying is, and man, if I thought we could go to the membership and actually get everybody to vote one way or the other, I'd be 100% in favor of it. But I'm right now in favor of just getting it done.